Here we are. Welcome, friends and colleagues, to our live office hours, Full Voice Music live office hours. My friends, I'm so excited. We have special guests. We have special new music, and I am going to get started because we also want to play some of this wonderful music. We have live video performances of this music. So I'm going to, and I want to introduce my colleague, Mim Adams, who is here running the show.
Hi, everyone.
So I am so excited, and forgive me, I'm just going to set up my my presentation here. Can everybody see my screen? Give me a thumbs up. Awesome. All right, welcome to our Full Voice live office hours. We are introducing and celebrating a new resource for voice teachers and for singers, the Tweens N Teens Songbook. If you are new to Full Voice Music, I just want to take a second. First of all, my name is Nicky. As Min likes to say, I am the boss of it all here at Full Voice Music. We are a micro company from Canada. We are a music education company, and we specialize in resources for young singers. We share creative, inclusive, engaging, neurodiversity affirming music and resources and pedagogy. And I'm so thrilled for everyone to be here today. And of course, we are celebrating this fun new book. I cannot wait. Now, I do want to let everybody know that if you are here today, first of all, thank you, but you get the bonus of being part of our prizes. We are going to be giving away 2 copies of the entire book, the PDF download, which is a $90 value. Now, fear not, if you don't win a prize, we still love you, and we would like to make sure you get this new resources for your students. So we have a flash sale until December 1st, and it's 25% off the digital PDF and backing tracks. But the most important part is you get to talk to Nicky and Sarah. So I want to take a second, and I just want to introduce these wonderful ladies. I discovered Nicky. I do believe Nicky was in the Voice Teachers for Young Singers Facebook group, and she shared her new work one day, and I was like, who is this person? And so Nicky and I connected, and she actually did a podcast with me last year, and it's one of our most listened to podcasts, where she shared a lot of her work and talked about the work that she does with Sarah. And then we started talking about what a partnership would look like. And then we had a few meetings, and then we had a few more meetings. And here we are today with this wonderful new resource. And Sarah, both Nicky and Sarah are talented composers working on a lot of different projects. And I'm going to let them kind of give you a little bit of their background today. But without further delay, please welcome Nicky and Sarah. And I'm going to turn my screen off here.
Hello, hello.
This is such an amazing community right here. I'm so impressed and honored to be here on this live office hour. Nicky, are you honored?
I'm so honored. I'm so honored. It's been so exciting for Sarah and I to get to be a part of the Full Voice family now, and it's been a little bit in the making to get this launched, and we're super excited to be here. Yeah, thank you. Did you want us, to talk a little bit about ourselves and
well, I would love to know, like, first of all, how did you guys start to collaborate on this project? Like, where did you meet? What were you doing? And what was the inspiration behind it?
Yeah. Do you want me to take it, Nicky? Or do you want to
take it away?
Right. Well, Nicky and I met in the BMI Lehman Angle musical theater writing workshop in New York City. And the second year, the way that many of you might be familiar with this, but the way the workshop operates is the first year is almost like dating. They pair composers and lyricists, and you go on many dates with doing assignments with various in various partnerships. And then they ask by the second year for you to choose a partner, sort of become engaged to them, and create. I know it's really interesting, and create a project or a musical theater piece over the course of the second year of the workshop. And Nicky, I was lucky enough that Nicky picked me.
Oh, well, and Sarah picked me.
There was consent, it was mutual. And we found that we were drawn to creating a piece that was for family audiences. And by that we really meant not just TYA, but like a true family piece, and it was it was an original based on the Nancy Drew character. Of course, we did not get the rights to the trademark Nancy Drew, so this project sort of,
And Alan Menken is now writing the Nancy Drew musical.
He is not.
He is. He is. It's happening. Just
It's
not
happening.
with us.
Whatever, Alan Menken.
I mean, who's this Alan Menken guy anyway?
How dare he?
Gonna be great. So anyway, we started writing, and in our piece, Nancy Drew was actually an adolescent, and she was the granddaughter of the original Nancy Drew. And we realized, we're like, oh, we really like writing for the adolescent voice, not just technically the voice, but the adolescent person and material. And we sort of we wound up putting up one of our pieces from that on another sheet music site, and suddenly it was selling, and we're like, wait, what? Wait, we're selling a piece of music we wrote, and this was just fresh out of BMI back in 20 something, early 2000s. And from there we realized, like, oh, we both have this passion for writing for young people, for young performers, sorry. And we started this songbook, right? Volume 1, we started.
Yeah, we started. It was really the inspiration for the entire book, and it's been so much fun working on all of these songs. And yeah, it's so the song is called "It's Just Not My Thing." You'll see it in the songbook. That's the song that kind of started it all for us to get this book going.
Well, why don't we start with that? Because I have loaded up that video. So It's Just Not My Thing was that written for the Nancy Drew kind of?
Originally it was, yes.
Wow. I did not know that. That's interesting. Okay. Let me find this. So, and can you introduce the little singer? She's so good. Oops. Hang on.
Yes, that's
Mackenzie.
Yes, Mackenzie. She's fabulous. We did a concert of our songs at 54 Below last year, and we got these amazing young singers who, a lot of them have been on Broadway and off Broadway and things like that. And Mackenzie is one of them. She was in Frozen on Broadway and things like that, and she's fabulous.
Oh, I love her. Well, one of the questions that we got from teachers are there humorous songs? And I would think that this would fall under that category to a certain extent, but there's really an emotional moment in it that's just really beautiful. And I think like middle schoolers can really appreciate it. Oops, sorry, I'm doing a really bad job here.
I took piano lessons almost for a year. Suddenly I had 10 thumbs. I hit the keys like they were drums. I wasn't any good, but whatever. It's just not my thing. I did karate classes, thought it could be cool. I didn't earn a single belt, just the most gigantic welt. I never broke a board. Ugh, karate, also not my thing. My mom says, stick with it, Lucy. Just keep trying, and you'll have luck. But Mom, how do I stick with it when I always feel stuck? One time I tried mathletics, thought it looked like fun. The meet went on for way too long. Besides, I got most problems wrong. I never went again. Can you blame me? It's so not my thing. My mom says life's for the taking. Look at Chelsea, that could be you. I know I'm supposed to step it up and be something too. I should be a singing orphan. I should have a winning serve. I should be a virtuoso. I should break the math test curve. I should have an online business. I should really take up tap. I should head a cool committee. I should write a rockin' rap. Just one of the above so I can stand out from the crowd. So mom could brag to all her friends because I made her proud. I wish I were athletic, wish I ruled at math. I'd like to shine up on the stage or be a genius for my age. I'm sorry, Mom. I guess I don't have a thing.
I love that. I love that. That's so wonderful. When I was going to just say, when you're, oh wait, hang on. Am I muted? Forgive me. I have a, oh, there we go. All my screens keep coming up. When you were working with the young singers, did you choose the songs for them, or did they get a choice, or were you like, no, this is for this one and this is for this one?
We chose it for them.
Yeah.
We had, when we were kind of looking for singers for these specific songs, we kind of sought them out with the song in mind. Yeah.
That's so, I think the acting is really quite something with these young people. It's really lovely. So I would like to go back to that question, humorous ones. And we were talking before we started the live. There's one that it's been in my head forever. And I want everyone to share it. I would love everybody to check it out. And let me just find my screen here. Zoom is not, I'm so sorry, there it is. Zoom is not my friend today, people. All right, I'm moving it around. Here we go. The one that has been in my head, and the one that I think if you've got a keen student, this would be a good one for a student that's easy, that picks up songs easy, and you could probably get away with learning it for this year and for like a Christmas time thing, which is camping for Christmas. So I'm just going to share my screen again, hopefully, and watch this.
Christmas vacation at home by the fire. This is where people belong, with cookies and cocoa blazing in the living room. I thought this would be my life. Guess I was wrong. Dad just pulled up in our driveway in an RV with a giant bow on top. He said that once we get a taste for travel, we will never want to stop. So we're headed down the highway with my brothers who get carsick. I'm a ball of joy. Here we go, oh boy. Camping for Christmas. There can't be anything worse than camping for Christmas. One bathroom for 5 people when you're camping for Christmas. Holy cow, this sucks like wow. Help country with a truck stop here and there. My dad insists on opening all the windows. It really wrecks my hair. Where's the magic of the season in this camper from the 80s? Funny, this Noel feels a lot like hell. Camping for Christmas, it's not what Jesus intended. Camping for Christmas, I'm not allowed to Insta when I'm camping for Christmas. Can't believe it's Christmas Eve. And just when I think life can't sink any lower, Dad declares, we're here, we should take a hike. But it's pitch black and it's freezing, so instead we build a fire. Finally something that I like. And Mom brings out her homemade cookies. Our fire warms the air by a couple of degrees. The evergreens are everywhere. I guess they kinda look like 1,000 Christmas trees. The clouds have somehow cleared up, and so have all our fights. The stars above are twinkling like a billion strings of Christmas lights. Camping for Christmas? Can you keep a secret? I like camping for Christmas. This could become tradition because camping for Christmas with some cookies, a fire, the forest, my family under the stars in a retro RV. It kind of works for me. Except I want my phone back.
I love that. That's so fun. One of the questions that we got is, could adults sing these songs? And I was thinking that could be worked as like a wife being dragged out camping by her husband.
Totally.
Like you can, like he's opening the windows in my hair. Like I could see that working,
Yeah, totally. Totally.
So how do you guys collaborate? Like, how does it work? Sarah, do you bring like lyrics to Nicky, or Nicky, do you bring in an idea? Like, I'm always interested on songwriting partners, how they kind of do their thing.
Yeah. Well, we always start with the idea first. We'll just have like a long chat about, what's the song about? We come up with an idea. We usually start with a hook. Like, what's the hook of the song? We'll talk about kind of song structure. Is it an AABA song? Is it an ABAB song? In terms of song structure. And then in terms of like what comes first, music or lyrics, it kind of depends on the song. Sarah likes music first as a lyricist, and I like lyrics first as a composer.
That's awesome.
So sometimes we'll do a bit of both, actually. Like sometimes I'll write some music for kind of like a verse section, and then maybe she'll write lyrics to the music that I write, and then for some sections she'll write lyrics first. So we do a bit of both, I think, on all songs, really. Wouldn't you say, Sarah?
I would say that. In the BMI workshop, they're very strict that music should always come first. So I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But every team really, truly every team does it differently, and so many teams do lyrics first. And Nicky and I think we do a pretty good balance of both. But the main point being, we usually have some pretty fun phone calls where we just bounce ideas back and forth, and a lot of the ideas are pretty hilariously bad, and then we finally come up with one that we're like, all right, this feels like a song that is relatable for a young person to sing, doesn't pander to them. That's one of our main goals. We don't want to pander to young people. We think that there's probably more songs for younger kids to sing than there are for the teen population, that are age appropriate but not babyish to them. So yeah, we usually start with like, okay, what's something that a teen or an adolescent really really can relate to? And and for camping for Christmas, I think like we did have this idea of like being out in the wilderness and not having your phone. Like that was maybe how it started. Like a teen might have a really hard time with that. And then from there we got the hook camping for Christmas, which we liked. And then we had this idea to have this sort of like traveling music feel under it, with the piano kind of mimicking a guitar in some ways with that accompaniment, and just having that feeling of like moving down the road.
In a camper, in an RV.
In an RV, yeah.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the detail to the accompaniment. One of the questions that we got, well, several questions that we got from people, is, I mean, we deal with this all the time. We're dealing with tweens and teens, so we're dealing with changing voice. So, when you're looking at, say, the approach to this, or like what ranges are being used, like yes, it is contemporary musical theater. Now, for my guests and watching this, and for here in the Zoom room, Nicky is a professional voice coach, voice teacher, as well as being a composer. So Nicky, like, how do you approach registration, like when you're working on these tunes or with your own students? Like what are some of the things you're thinking about?
Well, in terms of the songs that Sarah and I write together, we're very like aware of ranges, because obviously it can't be too low, and we were very intentional to make sure that it wasn't too high. Of course, that's all subjective depending on the singer. So you'll see in the songbook, the ranges of songs, go from an A3 to a D5. So that was very intentional. In terms of like in terms of the registration for the songs, I think, with musical theater, it was always our intention to write songs for singers to be able to work on that part of their voice. A lot of young singers are working on developing their mixed voice. So these are songs where they can do that. These are also songs where they, if they're still having challenges with that part of their voice, they can use their head voice. But in terms of my own students, I mean, yeah, I'm always I do a lot of technique, working on the mixed voice, and finding songs that are appropriate to work that part of their voice. Does that answer your question?
It does. It was really beautiful. I think from Mim and I, like ever since we started creating resources for young singers, we have always been asked, well, what about the tweens? What about the teens? What do you recommend? And there is always that struggle of, these young people are trying to figure out who they are, and they don't want to be babied. They don't want like dumbed down. They don't want to sing songs that maybe don't represent that they are a growing young human, a young adult. So I think it's really important for teachers. We often have that repertoire battle with them, like we think they should sing this, but they might feel that a different song. And of course, every voice teacher, you can all put a little digital representation. We all have that battle of where the kids want to sing songs that are so very mature for them, with stories that are mature, and like feelings that, how do you help them act that out when they're so young? So that's what I love about these books. Like, I think they're really wonderful and relatable to that growing population. Another question that we had, and then we are going to play some more songs. Which of these new pieces would be good for like a beginner, an intermediate, or an advanced tween or teen? I think that's a really helpful question.
Well, let's see. I'll just pull out my copy right here. Mail in the States, and I was so excited. I think Nicky and I were talking about this, and again, it's a good question because, of course, level is subjective to some extent. But some of the pieces, definitely the subject matter, and also the way they're written, and the range, and the musical prowess required Some speak maybe to a younger tween crowd, like maybe 10 to 13 or somewhere in there, and then others more of like a later, middle to later teen. Nicky and I usually say like what changed in our is the name of a piece in our book, is one of probably the simplest ones. It's actually probably our only ballad in there. We don't write a lot of ballads, but that's one. It's Just Not My Thing. That's been sung by younger singers in general. JC is a song in our songbook, and it is actually for a male identifying singer who has not yet gone through a voice change. That is the whole kind of shtick of the piece. So it's for an unchanged male voice. So that one's pretty young and therefore maybe a little bit simpler. Dino Kid is, I guess, our power ballad in this book. That one I think you're going to play that one, right, Nicky?
Yeah.
That one I would say is a little bit harder, right?
Yeah,
that one's
definitely.
a harder piece,
Yeah.
probably for a slightly older teen. We have a piece called Julia, You're Fired that you're also going to hear. That's intended for an older teen, female identifying singer. But one thing I did want to say about that is that we have a note in the beginning, like we really aim to make all of these pieces, accessible to people of all gender identities. And so we have suggestions for name changes, for pronoun changes. And if a key change is necessary, then, you can email us and we got to figure that out. But we're talking about that coming in the new year, maybe but
Yeah, I'd say,
Nicky, any other thoughts about?
yeah, I think the majority kind of live in more of the intermediate world. It's not easy songs, but I think there's some definitely musical challenges, but I think it really depends, of course, on the students. Some students can pick this up in in a lesson or two, and others it may need a little bit more time. But as I don't know if it was someone was talking about how singers, young singers, they want those challenges. They don't want necessarily the easy song. So it really depends on where the student's at, and if you think they're ready and able to tackle the material.
Yeah, one of the things that always surprises me with my students is sometimes when I assume that it's too much for them, they always surprise me, right? Like if they really connect with the song, they'll work at it and they'll figure it out. And I have been humbled more than once with a student that has put in the effort and really shown up to make that song come alive. So yeah, it's for a teacher, you want to kind of have an idea of what is easier, but sometimes you just have to give it the old college try and or high school try and let it go. Why don't we play? Erin just said my students love Julia, You're Fired. So let's do that one. I love that one. That was one of the first ones that I heard, and I just laughed so hard. So I'm going to share my screen. Here is Julia, You're Fired.
Well, I started out as a dog walker, and let me tell you, thought I'd found my calling, thought I'd really found my groove, till I walked a tiny pup who plain refused to move. When I picked her up, she started squirming all around. Called the owners, told them that I dropped her on the ground. Instead of being grateful, I'm so frank and honest. My boss said, Julia, you're fired. Then I went to Mickey D's and started serving fries. 5 kajillion calories in every super size. Told my valued customers to cook at home instead and make some changes in their lives before they all drop dead. Instead of being grateful, I'm so gosh darn honest. My boss said, Julia, you're fired. Employers today are crazy, don't you agree? It has to be them that's wrong, 'cause I know that it's not Interviewed for retail work and got it in a snap. Soon I'm sorting clothing in the dressing room at Gap. Gave my shoppers great advice when matching this and that, and told them when their skinny jeans were making them look fat. Instead of being pumped that I'm a fashionista, my boss said, Julia, you're fired. You may wonder why I continue to try for mediocre jobs with mediocre people. It's 'cause I need lots of dough so I can go traveling around Europe with my iPhone and my boyfriend, which of course costs lots of money, and my parents will not help me till I graduate from college. But that's like 100 million light years away. I can't wait to see Perry, which is why I'm here today. I will be the best barista you have ever seen. I can make a cappuccino brimming with caffeine. Show me how to make those cute designs inside the foam. I will never ever give you grounds to send me home, 'cause I'm so sick and tired of hearing get out, pack up, you're done, you're fired, you're fired. Julia, you're fired. So, am I hired?
I love that one. That one is so lovely. Now I happen to know that there is another Julia. There is another story in Julia's story coming out. So let's talk about that. People were asking, is there a volume 2? Yes, there is a volume 2, and Julia has another story in it. So will you share the next chapter in Julia's life?
Yes, well, Julia runs for student body government in our next one. So get ready, brace yourself for the Julia shenanigans to come as she gives her presidential speech. Yes, and I just would like to say that Julia, the character of Julia, is based on a real teen who lives in my building and did indeed walk my little dog and did indeed drop her on her head.
Oh my gosh!
The dog's okay. She's okay.
Yes, but Julia's a very real human.
Is that her name, or have you changed the name to protect her?
It's really Julia.
Oh my gosh!
She has no clue that we've written this song.
She's not a musical theater gal. She's now in college, but I see her every, on holidays. She comes home, and she has a boyfriend now, so she's doing well.
Is she in Europe with her iPhone and her boyfriend?
Yeah. She might be.
Oh my gosh. I love stories like that. It's so, did you fire her?
No, we didn't. She's a sweet gal. We realized she was better suited not to walk our dog, but just to cuddle her. Our dog's a princess and needs constant attention, so we more just started hiring her to just come if we were going to be gone for several hours, just to let herself into the apartment and just snuggle her. Because the walking wasn't going well.
It's hilarious.
Oh my gosh, I love stories like that.
But yes, we're working on the second book. We have 2 more songs to write, and then we are done. So there's 8 are done, and 2 more to go. So we're very close.
Goodness. I cannot wait. I want to share Dino Kid, because that was another one of the favorites that we wanted to share. So I love the celebration. So important right now of honoring who you are and having confidence in who you are. And I know as a voice teacher, that's one of the things we want so much for our students, because it comes out in their singing and their performance. So I really think this is a beautiful, beautiful song.
On the day that I turned 9, I cut off my curly hair. Some people stared and I was ashamed till I vowed I wouldn't care. Now I don't mind what others think. Let them swim in seas of pink. I feel great in black and green. I look tough but I'm not mean. I'm the Dino Kid, stellar like a stegosaurus. The Dino Kid, hungry as a carnotaurus. I am weird and I am strong. I am fierce and I belong. I'm ready to announce I like myself, and that's what really counts. I remember how it felt, always being on my guard. I was so lost and tired of trying. Faking was way too hard. I am at my very best when I give my shield a rest. Now I don't hide behind my hide. Come right in and look inside. I'm the Dino Kid. I am proudly prehistoric. The Dino Kid. Puzzles make me feel euphoric. I am fun and I am free. I am strange and I am me. Though I don't fit the mold, my dino self is awesome to behold. 'Cause different is fun, variety's great. If we were the same, then things would be boring. So rock your own style and stand up real straight. Let the whole world hear us roaring. I'm the Dino Kid, mighty as a brontosaurus. The Dino Kid, listen and adopt my chorus. I am weird and I am strong. I am fierce and I belong. And when it comes to you, those kids will like you too. 'Cause you are bold and you are brave. So love yourself, 'cause you're a star. Just the way you are.
That is beautiful. So nice. When you were working with these singers, Nicky, were you coaching them, or Sarah, were you both working with them on the acting, the singing? I mean, you're both experienced in musical theater training. How did that work when you were working?
Yeah, we both worked with them together. We kind of started just with me sending kind of demos of the songs of me singing them, and they kind of came in already with a understanding of them. And then we had like coach rehearsal sessions with all of them, and Sarah and I would work with them a lot on the storytelling and a little bit on vocal stuff. But a lot of these kids are they're just so they're quite they're advanced, a lot of them. But so just giving just giving some vocal tips and things like that. But yeah, we worked with them on the storytelling part of it for sure.
Nice. I really appreciate like the work and the professional demos. So let's talk a little bit about the people were asking about the accompaniment tracks. So the accompaniment tracks, they're not just piano tracks. These are fully orchestrated. You worked with an orchestrator a little bit to do the tracks.
A little bit, yeah. So 25% of the tracks are we work with a lovely orchestrator, and he's a composer himself. His name's Andy Roninson. He did a few of the tracks, and then I did the remaining the rest of the tracks. So yeah, all of them are orchestrated except Julia You're Fired, which is just piano, and that was intentional. It works really kind of just with that piano.
Yeah, there's drums, there's strings, there's all sorts of feel changes, which I think is really important because, acting and you've got that backing track that really supports the changing sections. I think you've done a really good job with that. Um, I'm wondering, I'm going to open it up. Is any of our guests here? And you can ask questions in the chat. Does anybody have, and I'm going to go to a gallery view so I can see anybody.
Oh, I see someone asked, are there videos available for each song? Um, uh, yes, there are. I don't know if it's going to be on the Full Voice website, but it is also on my YouTube channel, all the videos. But there's also demos uh, for all the songs as well. Um, uh, yeah, on YouTube.
I think we have links to your stuff, and if we don't, Mim and I will make sure that all the links have them to them. Um, Linda says, I love these, already have some students in mind. Yes, Linda. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for your students. Any other questions while Nikki and Sarah are here? No? Oh, wait.
I'd love to hear a little bit about the workshopping process and the whole in between musical and a bit about that.
Yeah, well, we'd be delighted to tell you about that. One question that was, I think, sent earlier, which is maybe definitely worth answering here for you, Mim, and for that person. 4 of the pieces in this songbook are from a musical that Nicky and I wrote with a lovely Canadian book writer, Stephen Gallagher, and it's called InBetween. And again, the idea being this is a song, or this is a musical. It's a 60-minute piece for adolescent performers. So it's set in a middle school. It actually takes place over the course of a year. It has sort of the feel of, it lives somewhere between song cycle and musical. So it could easily be done as a cabaret or a concert version, but it also could be fully staged. And it has been, I believe it's had both types of performances in Canada. It also had a Zoom performance during COVID with Bravo Academy in Toronto. And anyway, so InBetween is our musical that sort of lives in the same world as these songbooks, with the goal being material for adolescent performers. InBetween is available for licensing. If anybody has a school or a camp, or you want your studio to do more of a musical, more of a show with a book to it, InBetween is on your website, right, Nikki?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the lovely thing about our partnership is that we love to share. So we will always point people in the right direction and make sure they find what they're looking for, whether it lives on our website or your website. It's so important. I have a couple other questions that have come in. Or one that I missed, and apologies. So there was a question about, and I think this is a common teacher challenge, about allowing teens to pick their own pieces versus recommending pieces. It's really difficult when you have young people and they are very adamant about singing songs. As people that are working in musical theater and coaching and working with young people, what are your thoughts on?
Yeah, I mean, I usually I kind of always let my students pick their songs. I mean, I'll make suggestions. If it's grossly inappropriate, I will say something. But it's really important for me as a voice teacher that they are passionate and love the songs that they want to do. So a lot of the times I'll make suggestions, and then a lot of the times they'll be like, "Oh, I want to sing this Olivia Rodrigo song or a Benson Boone song," or totally not, all over the map, musical theater and pop. So I'm a big supporter of students owning and having the say for what they sing, as long as it A is appropriate. And even, even if vocally it's too hard, a lot of the times we'll do it because I think it's interesting for them to see where their voices are at. And it's interesting to be like, okay, well, we're currently working on your mixed voice and you can't quite get that note, so let's sing it in your head voice instead. And there's nothing wrong with that. So they're working these muscles and also kind of seeing what they need to work on, and but then they end up getting to sing what.
I love that. I feel, when you're working with teens and tweens, it feels like it's such a long, hard challenge, and that change takes so long, but it's such a short period of our lives. Like, big picture, right? Like, in the moment, it feels so hard and so unachievable, but like it just develop, the way they develop is different, and some take longer than others, but it's always just such a interesting journey to take a step back and appreciate. So I really appreciate your thoughts on that. I think we're at the time that people are waiting for. If anybody has burning questions, let me know. What was this? Aaron said, I like working on one song that I pick and one song that they pick helps them buy into the process much more, or I can propose 3 or 4 possible songs and then have them pick the ones. That's great. I love that. Choice is wonderful. Choice, I think that's beautiful. I think one of the things that a colleague of mine reminded me about my own son, because I was getting frustrated with my son. This was not singing related, it was other things related. And it was that we want them to feel confident enough to tell us what they need and what they like. If we don't create that space for them, they're not going to tell us what's going on, and we're going to have a real struggle. So I love that the choices are there. I, again, want to thank Nicky and Sarah for being here, for sharing some of their journey, their process, and of course letting us share some of their songs today. Friends, I hope you will not only take advantage and try some of these songs, but be sure to share with your colleagues about this wonderful music. Supporting up-and-coming composers who are just doing wonderful things like this is so important. So please, and Suzanne says, thank you for this workshop. Loved all the material. Yeah, we're so excited. Anne said, please reply to the episode. This is the song Live Office Hours number 17. So we'll make sure that I always send it out to people who registered. I always send a message saying when it's on the YouTube. So for sure. And Noelle said, this was wonderful. Excited to share. Great. So friends, thank you so very much. I think one of the things that we're going to do in the future is have a workshop about contemporary singing and contemporary singing styles, because I know there was quite a few questions about that, so we will address that. But I want to wish everyone an amazing afternoon, a fabulous week of singing, and as always, inspired teaching and happy singing, and have fun with these wonderful songs. Nicky and Sarah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicky and Mim. We're so happy to be part of this full voice community now of you two and all these awesome voice teachers from around the globe. I don't know where you're all from.
Yeah. Now that you're part of the full voice team, can we call you and say, we've got an idea for a song? Could you guys write this for us? Can we do that?
We'll take it for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving to all our friends in the US. Thank you so much. And we'll see everybody at the next Live Office Hours. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.